Hello, it's Jenny from Chi Lifestyle. Okay, so today's reading is going to be all about who do I marry. Okay, so yes, I have done at least two of these videos before, along with a lot of those who is your soulmate, etc., etc. And it's good to constantly tune into different videos and just to do a little bit of a comparison. Compile different information from each reading, and you'll find the similarities between each one, and will give you a better idea as to when you meet the person, who the person is, and what you expect. I will bring as much information that I can about who they are, what star signs, and roughly what they do. So yeah, don't forget to have a look, piles 1, 2, and 3, and make your decision. And don't forget to subscribe and comment down below if these resonate with you, or if there's any kind of readings that you are looking for that I haven't done already. I will start now with our first pile.
Okay, hi, welcome to those who have chosen pile number 1. Alright, so with pile number 1, your description of your future husband slash wife is the King of Cups. So yes, this is probably more of a masculine energy more than I would say a female energy. Okay, however, I suppose there might be similarities between male and female, but the King of Cups is someone who is generally very compassionate. You got someone who's generous. They're very emotionally balanced. This is someone, they like, cool, calm waters. They're not someone who is very, how can I put it, they don't probably like bad or negative situations, or, possibly someone who's quite older. Generally it's an older male or female, or they're just very mature, so their soul is quite old. Okay, there's someone who's possibly, they've learned a lot in life, they've gone through a lot of life, they understand what's important. Okay, so they don't diddle daddle, or they don't waste time on things or people that they're not interested in. Okay, with the Judgment card here, I feel that either this person or you, there's a bit of judgment in this situation. Maybe this is not someone that you would generally go for. That they might not be your typical, how can I put it, person. So you might find, you might go for a particular type. So maybe your whole entire life you've always gone for X amount, or X type of people. So like, you might have always gone for the bad boy, for example. And then he's going to come along, and the part of you might just start to think, I'm not really too sure. The beginning, maybe your personalities clash a little bit, and you're really not too sure whether this will work out. Okay. And with the Seven of Pentacles, as you can see, with a little bit of hard work, it definitely can. This is definitely someone you can become very serious with, and definitely, there can be a marriage material with this. There might be a little bit of choices, or, you might have to, just sit and think a little bit, if this is what you want. But I think once you get to know them a lot better, and you've put a little bit of effort on both sides, remember, relationships are a two-way street, and you iron out any differences that you guys might have, then yes, definitely, this can definitely lead to a marriage. Okay. You've also got to the Two of Water, and this Two of Water even says, a situation or a relationship that continues to grow closer. Okay, a positive resolution of conflict. So yes, in the beginning there might be a lot of conflict, and that's what gives you a bit of the judgment. You're not really too sure whether this is definitely something that can work out. But yes, even here, you've got to work your magic. Okay, so most definitely work your magic with this person. Don't give up. Don't allow maybe small little conflicts that you might have, or, you might find that there's a little bit of fighting. Fighting can be very healthy for a relationship, provided you resolve the conflict. I mean, that's why the work, the Seven of Pentacles is there to remind you that not all relationships are going to be smooth sailing, okay? Don't take a slightly relationship with a bumpy start as a negative aspect as to who this person is, especially if you're both very different. So work very hard, work your magic, find the common grounds, because this is your person, okay? How I see you meeting this person, well, I think you've got the dancing card here, so, it says yeah, self-expression or movement. So somewhere where you are either able to really express yourself, be it maybe dance, maybe you do ballet or you meet him at a ballet, or somewhere where there's dancing, for example. It could happen when you got a little bit more movement in your life, so you might be starting new in some way of your life, and this is where you'll meet them. You've also got your dress rehearsal, so again, you've got a bit of theatre. So maybe once again, this is someone who enjoys the ballet or theatre in some way or form, and that's where you might meet. Okay. You've also got your alternative course, or you might have some choices. And there again, I just have the feeling that you might have maybe one or two options ahead of you, and that's why you might judge whether this person is the right person for you. But yes, I mean, I definitely take it as a sign that this is the right person for you, okay? This is someone who they might either enjoy yoga, or, that they just enjoy being a little bit spiritual, a little bit, taking a deeper look into themselves. They might do meditation, or yeah, once again, they like the balanced personality and emotions to be quite balanced. So maybe they use yoga or use a lot of yoga breathing just to help them out into bad situations. Okay. Family, well, I think the family card, I pulled that out when I asked for their career, so that might give you a bit of a hint as to what they might do. That could be anything that they might work with families: family counselor, family doctor, family lawyer. He might, he could be an attorney that, helps with arbitrations. Could also be a counselor, because the King of Cups is also possibly a very good, they're normally counselors or life coaches and stuff like that. So maybe he helps people bring families together in some way or form. Anything to do with that. Possible star sign. Okay, so we have got possibly a Scorpio. Scorpios are, quite sensual creatures. There's a little bit of extremes with the Scorpio. Okay, so they can be somewhat dark, dismal, transformed personality. But there's a lot of passion with Scorpios. They quite radiant, and there's a lot of illumination in them. Okay. They like anything that will lead them to their final destination. So, when it comes to any kind of problems, they like to get to the heart of the matter. I mean, obviously, Scorpio could be in their charts. It doesn't necessarily mean it's, can be sun, moon, rising sign. This could just give you a hint towards their personality. Once again, these are just some clues as to who your future husband/wife would be. I mean, I know I'm speaking more in the masculine sense, but hey, it can happen in either which way. The other star sign that there could also be is a Taurus. Okay, so with a Taurus, you've got someone who's very dependable. This is someone who's patient. Again, especially with balanced emotions. They're practical. Very generous. Taurans are known to be generous. They're also very stubborn, though. You could butt heads quite a bit. Looks wise, well, I think if we have to have a look here, we've either got so I think with the Babaji there, we've got quite dark Asian male with possibly very beautiful, like blue or green eyes, the dark hair. We also seem to have, and I suppose once again, if you're a guy, then just switch switch genders. We do also have blonde. There is 2 blonde females there, so that you could have a lot of blonde. You could have a Caucasian male with blonde hair, blue eyes, or maybe even slightly ginger hair with pale skin and blue eyes. Okay, let's try and see months that you will either be married, if you know this person. So if you're in a relationship with them, then let's see. So I've got the month of May, which is quite interesting considering the fact that they, could be Taurus, or maybe that's just a month that becomes important. It could be a month you get proposed to, maybe in their birth month they might decide to propose to you. What else do we have? And then I've got here 3 years. Okay, so you could be 3 years until you meet, could be 3 years until you get married. Okay, so this is what we have for pile number 1. I hope that gives you good enough clues as to your future spouse, and I'm going to move on to pile number 2. Hello and welcome to those who've chosen pile number 2. Okay, so for your future possible husband or wife, once again, most of these energies are more masculine, so obviously speaking to more of the females, but please, if you are a male tuning in, then just change everything I've had to say to a female. All right. Okay, so your future spouse is basically the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so this is someone who is generally very young. Okay, this is someone who is just starting out in their life. They are, the energies are a little bit scattered, like you're talking about a bit of a scatterbrain, but they have a lot of quest for wisdom. Okay, so their intention is definitely to be very abundant. They want to, manifest financial opportunities into their life. They're trying very hard to develop their skill. Obviously, if they're not very young, then, the energies still pertain to the same. They just someone who is they see a lot of promise around them. As you can see, he's staring very hard at his pentacle. So even if he's slightly older, or she's slightly older, maybe they might be restarting. They might be starting a new career, and they are then just needing to develop a bit of a skill. But no, this is someone who they're looking very hard into their future, and they're examining exactly how they can bring about the financial beginnings that they want, or the aspirations that they want in their lives. Okay, this is generally someone who is the beginning stages of a creative project or a creative venture. Okay, we've got the artistic expression card there, so yes, this is definitely someone who is an artist, or does something with art, whether painting, music, photography, whatever it is. Okay, they're looking to, could be interior decorator, really anything to do with art and being, could even be cooking. Sorry, I'm just carrying as thoughts come to my head. But yeah, they're definitely someone who, they want the wealth, they want a very good career. They're someone who is very, physical person. Their health is very important to them, so they put a lot of effort into their physical appearance. And that they just do that. They welcome new opportunities. They want new business. They really want to have a very good career. Okay, we got someone who, they might be a little bit dreamy and, like I said, a little bit of a scatterbrain, but they are definitely going to be, career focused over the next couple of years. So when they do come in, it's going to be pretty fast. It's going to be, quite passionate. I sense a lot of positive energy just rushing right in. They're going to see you, and they're going to know that you are what they want. But at the same time, because they are so focused on their careers and so focused on their need to build a financial situation for their family, or they're very much into the future and what they're going to manifest, they might put a little bit more effort into their work and not as much effort. So yes, they start off very well and there's a lot of fast moving energies, but they might then back off a little bit, and it might seem like they're not interested. I think that they're going to have this maybe the sense of, should I stay, should I go, or maybe you feel, should you stay or should you go, because it's you're just wondering, is this person ever going to propose? Are they ever going to settle down? And are they ever going to marry me? And I think they are. You got the awakening card, and it says, look at things from a different perspective. Okay, there might be a temporary standstill, and it is important to be yourself. But I think you just need to see him or her in a different light, and just understand where they're coming from. Most men, and not all, but most men are very concerned as to where they stand in their financial careers, and a lot of them do worry more about where they're going to be, by the time they're 40, example, which is why a lot of men actually have a midlife crisis, because they become so obsessed as to where and what they need to be earning, or what car they should be driving, what house they should be in, that sometimes, when they don't, obtain that, they become, very, very depressed. And that's when, we start buying, piercing our ears and doing silly, crazy things. So, yeah, my suggestion would be stick it out. Allow him to have his moments, allow him to work on his career, and, you'll reap the benefits of it in the end. Okay, you got the meditate card here, so either you or him, maybe one of you needs to do a little bit more meditation, or he is someone who enjoys meditating. Okay, it will obviously also bring you answers as to whether this person is the right person or not. I think this is also someone who likes to work in the community. Okay, this is someone who and that's always where it sometimes can be frustration, because you might find that he's putting all the effort into work, and then he puts a second load of effort into his community. And again, it's don't judge the situation, and don't judge him, because it's all within good intentions. It's probably really important for them to have a great community for their future wife, or partner. Once again, just switch the genders. Because if you're going to have a family, you want to know that your community is there to support your kids, and to support your home, and to have a very good environment around you. So again, try not to judge them. I think you will meet this person either during autumn time, or during some kind of harvest that you are going through, or when you're going through a bit of an abundant period yourself. And I see it as being quite an emotional relationship. You're going to feel really rejuvenated when you do meet him. He's definitely, from the initiation, it's going to bring, as I said, I think that's where the ones are coming in. It's going to come in quite fiery and quite emotional, and he'll definitely get your feathers in a knot there a little bit. Okay. So possible star signs, we have the Aquarius card. Okay, so this can be moon, rising. It can also just be Aquarius in their chart, or it could just be the Aquarius energies. Aquarius energies is very much a I know energy, so there might be a little bit of a know-it-all kind of, or I need to be right kind of energy. Okay. Again, Aquarians, they naturally excel in being creative. They really do love creativity in all ways. They naturally excel in the art of debate. So you see, I know. So once again, you might find someone who, definitely likes to argue quite a lot. But they're definitely someone, they know their minds. They definitely have their opinions, and like to share it. Okay. You might find them to be a little bit impersonal in the beginning, and they might be a little bit of a rebel. Okay. But, overall, passionate people, they love humanity and the environment. So there you go. Again, community, they love the environment. These are all part of what's important to them. They definitely like to protect the people that they love. And, I think that, they don't really wear their heart on their sleeves as much, but, they are, good, loving people, and they do love a lot of humanitarian work. Okay. Then the second star sign we've got here is Pisces. Okay. So with the Pisces, they are the I believe, so they're your dreamers. Okay. As I say, still waters run deep. So with the Pisces, yeah, there might be a lot more to them than what they see. Pisces, Pisces are people who, that they struggle with the needing a reason to embrace the stuff that are around them. They like to believe a lot. They, there's a lot of faith. They like to surrender to a higher power. I just, like I say, I think you get a bit of that, that bit more idealistic than your normal people. Dreamers, as I said before, and I don't know, maybe they still waters run deep there. Okay, let's go into roughly when we plan to meet, or if you already know them, get married. Okay, so we've got 7 months. So either 7 months to meet or 7 months until they propose. And I've got here, this is really funny. Same thing happened in the last part, February, which is generally a Pisces, well, it can be a Pisces month. In fact, February is actually very funny because it's both Pisces and Aquarius, I think. Aquarius can fall into February, I think. Anyway, I might be wrong. But yes, so this is very much a bit of a hint and clue as to your person looks-wise. Well, once again, I think someone who's got a fairly slender physique. I think we've got either, someone who's possibly could be Asian in some ways. We could have, if you're looking for a female, then she's a female with darkish kind of skin, I'd say, with long black hair, and with a male, yes, Asian male with short black hair, or a white Caucasian guy with like lightish kind of hair. I wouldn't say really blonde, but like a off white kind of hair with blue eyes. Okay, I hope we give you enough to think about. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And once again, look at previous videos, and you can maybe, it's fun to now just compare them to what you've also got there. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you soon. Hi, and welcome to those who've chosen pile number 3. Okay, so this is some clues as to your future spouse. Most of it is going to be more on the masculine side, but please, by all means, just swap it around if you're looking for a female. Okay, so your future husband or spouse, wife, is generally comes across with the King of Pentacles energy. Okay, as you can see, I don't think you can see that card very well. So the King of Pentacles is someone who is very focused on wealth and abundance. Okay, this is someone who will be a very good provider. He or she is very focused on their career. Someone who's, he will be a very good fatherly figure, and, will spend a lot of time, preparing his kids for the future. I see him probably, working very hard so that he can provide a future for his kids. He wants his kids to have it all, and his family and his wife. He's someone who, he's dedicated to his wife and family. Unfortunately, he's also dedicated very much to his work. Okay, this is someone who's a definite leader, and they'll spend most of their lives working. Okay, so don't get upset if you meet them and all their energies is into their career, because it's just who they are, and it's not that they're not faithful, or not loving. They are all that. Okay. But unfortunately, a lot of their time and effort goes into their career. they're either someone who owns their own business or they're near the top. They're definite leaders, and people. There's a lot of people that look up to them and see them as a very positive authoritative person. I think that both you and him, or one of you, has come out of quite a bad time. You feel like you've just had to release your baggage. There's been a lot of transition and change in your life, and you've had to move forward. You're moving away from anything negative when you come into this relationship. With the Five of Pentacles, you might have come out of a time of hardships, be it being or feeling left out in the cold. You might find that you might feel like, because this person is so into their career, that you might actually still feel like you've been left out in the cold, and it's really not how you should feel. Okay. Because your hardships are over, financially, and in every which way. This future husband, or your future in this marriage will be a good one. You'll be able to travel with your partner. You'll be able to see the world. You'll have, I think all your basics will be covered. Okay. They might not be there all the time. Okay. You've just got to kind of go, well, you're going to have to kind of, you might feel a little bit of discontent there. You might feel like there's just something missing from your life, and that might make you feel a little bit sad. But yeah, I don't think there's any need, because I think, once again, this is you coming out of the bad. The worst is over. It's now moving into better water. Okay, because as you can see with that, there's troubled waters behind, and there's now smooth sailing ahead. Okay. I think you're going to meet this person, during a new moon. So it will be during a new moon. And I think it's when you are possibly dealing with a project. Okay. It might be, you might be going through a bit of a new part of your life. Maybe after you've done a little bit of inner self work, you've worked on yourself a little bit. You've had a bit of a renewal. It could also be during spring, or with the moon and the spring, it tells me maybe during the spring tide. And that is where when you'll meet. Okay. And again, I think that you've got a bit of the psychic awareness card, and you've got the spiritual law of attraction. So you might find that he is someone who's just very good at manifestation. He's very good at bringing about what he wants in his life. He works with the law of attraction a lot. He could be a muse to you and to others. The psychic awareness card means that he's very intuitive. He knows what he wants, and he goes after it. This is not someone. He's not into games. He's not into bullshit. He's very serious as to who he is and what he wants, and he knows how to manifest things and to bring things about in his life. Okay. We also... okay, now look here. We have literally got the Six of Air and the Six of Swords. Okay. Look there. Same card twice. And there it says things are looking up. Okay, the end of a difficult situation, taking a trip. So maybe you'll meet him when you take a trip. But the worst of your life is gone. Okay, things are starting to improve. Don't seem to think in any way or form that his working is, or putting all his time and effort into his career is anything against how he feels about you, because it's really and truly not. Okay, things are going to be very happy, and you're going to have a very happy relationship, provided you accept the fact that he's just a workaholic. Okay, so possible star signs here. We have a Libran. Okay, so Librans, they're all about justice. They're about having a lot of balance in their life. Librans often need a lot of balance in their life. Their careers are very balanced. They could, be someone who enjoys working a lot, but then they also like playing a lot. So, you know, this could, once again, doesn't have to be there, you know, it could be moon rising, you know, they could just have this kind of personality or Libran in the chart. But, you know, Librans they're very much about beauty. They're very compassionate people. They're people who love to share. So as much as he or she might work a lot, they also, you know, love to give. They prefer cooperating, someone, you know, they like a lot of harmony in their lives. Librans like a lot of the art, okay, so they love music, refined arts, they, you know, the good things in life. They're not very good at making decisions. they overly think things when it comes to decisions, and it's something they really do battle with, actually. And then the second one we've got is Aries. Okay, so again, moon rising, or they've just got Aries in their chart, or it's just a little bit of their personalities. Aries are a little bit of I am. Okay, so you might find that they are a little bit more about them. Aries, you know, can tend to be a little bit about, you know, me first. But yeah, they also, you know, they do care about others. It's not that they don't. It's just, I think they just tend to put themselves first in most situations. Yeah, I mean, they've got a bad, how can I put it, reputation for being a little bit self-centered, okay? But, you know, all in all, they also like, you know, obviously they've got a lot of, you know, very fiery personalities. You know, there's a lot of passion with Aries. They also, you know, like to have things, the good things in life. They've got a lot of courage, you know, also can be very, very giving, you know. They like a lot of inspiration. They like inspirational people, and they, you know, they like people who take action in life. They can sometimes be a little bit of, you know, I wouldn't say childish, but they like to enjoy a little bit of the inner child in their lives as well. And maybe, you know, like a little bit of joy and wonder, but then you can also flip and find them to be cranky little babies. So, yeah, it's a bit of a mixture here. It's quite funny because these are also opposite of the in the scales, I mean, in the signs, they're opposite signs. Okay, roughly timing. This is either time of when you meet, or if you already know this person, then it's just timing as to a month or a time when you will be married, and we have got 10 months. So 10 months, which is funny, your Libran month. This has been really, really hysterical because every power, the months has corresponded somehow to one of the star signs. Very interesting. Very interesting. And then we've also got the month of May. This is just really getting really, really funny because if I'm correct, Aries, no, I think Taurus is April. Okay, well, it's close enough. Okay. Very interesting here, guys. I hope you can take something away from that, and it gives you a bit of a clue and an idea as to who your future spouse will be. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And again, just have a look at any of my previous Who Will I Marry readings or soulmate readings. I've got quite a lot there in the piles, and just try to see, you know, how many of these things start to correlate and you know, get a bit of a thing going. So when this person, if you haven't met them already, comes along, you will start to recognize your future spouse. Okay, well, you have a great weekend, and I will chat to you soon.